Coach and Tom Savers here to show you about the new competition ranking system that can be used for any kind of event where you don't have winners. I've got this set up right now for like a little football competition. The first thing we're going to talk about is our setups on our master list here, this tab. In the light blue section, we'll have two categories that you can create. I've created skill and lineman categories. And then based on whatever you put here, when you match the drop down, it's going to give you those two. So if I change this to like a boys and girls event, and then now all these are going to flash up red just in a second, and there they go. And then now it wants me to choose boys or girls. So anyway, these player types need to match these categories here. I'm going to go ahead and put it back to skill and lineman. Like I said, I've created a football Day of Champions event that we're going to have. And so I need to put this guy back at something. So skill. I've randomly just chose skill and lineman. I've randomly put in grades. I've just randomly put in weights and names. I've given everybody a team and just, again, number wise, just randomly put stuff in there. So some things won't even make sense. But I didn't have time to sit there and go through every single one of them, trying to think about what this player would look like. So on this here, you'd select a grade and then put in a weight. And you don't have to put it weight and grades, but you have categories down here at the bottom by winning by grades or winning by player type or winning by weight. You have team ranking. So if you want to have different kind of winners, then you'll need to put those things in. So over here on the right-hand side, or we'll start here in the yellow, this is where you're going to get into your types of competitions. Right now, it looks like I've put in 6 things we're going to compete on. You have up to 10. Like I said, we have a little Day of Champions. It's very popular here. Kids get very fired up about it. Some coaches use this just strictly for a weight room competition. You can put all the different lifts in there, and you get a total points. We'll go over that in a second. But it really increases your want to be there type of things with the players when they're competing. So anytime you can compete, it's better. On the right-hand side, if you scroll over, you'll see these different categories. And right here in the green, it says count towards total weight and pound-per-pound strength. I do a pound-per-pound strength to give those little guys a chance to win a category. They may be lightweight, but if they can, lift, a guy lifts that's 100 pounds and he lifts 150, he's going to have pretty good pound-per-pound. So a big, heavy guy may have low pound-per-pound. He may not win every category. So it just gives those little guys a chance to compete. And in this green section, you're just picking which ones are going to go towards that. And the yellow section right here, reverse ranked, that's for things that are like your 40-yard dashes. You want those to be reverse ranked, so the lower the better. And then down here at the bottom, if you keep going, if you're going to make it a teams event, then you can list your teams. Whether we like have a Day of Champions, we invite teams from the county, and we play other teams from our district or our county. You might list those teams. We have our own event just for our school. We have the guys break up and do a draft among themselves. Each team has to pick, a senior, junior, sophomore, freshman, and on all the way down. And you'll have a little draft. And so on our teams, we might, instead of being Bama, Vandy, Auburn, we might be, FHS 1, or they create their own team names, and we're going to put those in there. So once you create their team names, you can tag a team. Okay, so once again, all this stuff has just randomly been put in here, but once it's put in as you're going live, you can have winners instantly. So we're going to look at the winners by player types. Our player types, of course, for this one is skill and lineman, because that's what we chose to put in there. So if I go here, we can see the overall winners for the whole competition. And it's a huge software. It's got thousands of formulas. So make sure this little green thing right here does finish before you look at your winners. But for squat, this guy won with 305 for Bama, the team Bama. He's 11th grader. Kerry Jacobs, 10th grader from Auburn, 297. Power clean, Frank Cantrell, Bama. And you can just kind of see how that works. It automatically gives you their rankings for each thing. And then if you scroll over, each event has its own ranking system. So you could have winners. If you're doing winners and recognizing winners for each event, there's one way to do it. This is your overall champions. I could choose just to see who the skill champion guys are. So choose skill. And then here I would get just the skill guys again. That green, make sure it's completely done right there. So now most of half the players about went away because half the guys were skill players. So here's my skill guys, winners. And then I could, of course, do the same thing for the lineman if I chose lineman. So I'm going to leave it on skill. And then if you scroll over to the right, you get a pound per pound strength. So if you choose those categories on that main list, and then you get a total points. And here's how the total points works. Like this Wilson Navarro, 11th grader from LSU, 124 points. How that works is this is based on just the skill guys. So he got 124 points based on the skill guys. And what it is there's 25 guys, looks like they're competing. So wherever he's at, who is he? Wilson Navarro. He was right here in this spot. So he got so many points for being in the 8th spot. So 25, then minus, of course, 8. So he would have got around 17 points for being this spot. And then Will Navarro on the second one. Let's see if I can find him real quick. There he is. He's down here. He didn't get quite as many points on this one, but it's going to add up how many points he got here and all the way across until you get a winner. And he ended up with the most points out of the lineman, not linemen, skill guys. Now notice Will Navarro is 124 points out of skill players. Now if you go to overall, this is where it changes a little bit because now you're comparing everybody. So again, let it run through this little green bar here. Now you're comparing everybody, and if I go down here now, we got a bunch of players. All right, we got 50, and if I found Will Navarro in here, which I'll do my best. I'm not gonna look for it forever. Let's see. Wilson Navarro, there he is towards the top. 250 points. The reason he's got more points here is because now he's probably ranked up here somewhere towards the top on this one, but now it's worth a lot more points because it's 50 players. So top guy gets 50 points, second guy gets 49 points, and so on. The last guy gets 1 point. So when you do it for just a particular player type, the point value is less. So you can have lineman winners, skills winners, or overall winners. So my lineman winners, just to reiterate that, this top guy here, these two top guys will receive 20 because they're both ranked number 1. Actually, all three of them are ranked number 1. They'll all receive 25 points for being in first place. And then this fourth guy, since he's actually ranked number 4th, he'll get 21 points for being in 4th place. It reversed those ranks for point values. And if you come across here on the lineman, looks like Nelson Shields won from Auburn with 135 points. So you get a point system and have a rankings from based on that. We can do it based on grades. So if I come here, it's a completely different tab. I can search just 9th grade overall. I can search just 9th grade skill guys. You have all these different options for winners. Again, it's fixing to redo all the formulas real quick and get just your skill. And of course, they may all be skill guys. Let's see if there's any 9th grade linemen. There's no 9th grade lineman. So it must have been in my random generation here. I must have not put any. No, because I just copied it over and over again. So there was no 9th grade lineman. Okay. So, but I could come here real quickly if I wanted to and change this skill guy right here. Let's take this 9th grade Angel Cabrera, change him to a lineman. If I change him to a lineman now, if I go to grades by 9th grade, he's the only 9th grade lineman that we have. So there he is. And he obviously would win. He's the only 9th grade lineman if we're comparing grades by player type. You may just want to do overall. And that puts all your 9th grade together. There's all the 9th grade guys. And then here's, I could pick 12th grade guys. So there they are. Again, just let that thing sort itself out, going through thousands of formulas to get this real quickly. I could do rankings by player weight. So I could choose everybody, or I could choose a particular player type. And then here it says select weight range, lowest in the first box, second in the highest box. So I want to do a rankings for my smallest guys, which will just put in 1 pound. Somebody's got to at least weigh 1 pound. And then we're going to put up to 180. So 180 below. So this is going to be all my guys that weigh less than 180 pounds, okay, from 0 to 180. And so these are these guys. That's how they ranked based on doing that, okay? And then if I want my big guys or my heavier guys to compete against each other, then I can choose maybe 181 up to my 350-pound guys compete against each other. And when I do that, I don't have any skilled players right now. That I actually have one skilled player. Again, wait on that formula. There it is. It's finally caught up. There's all my skilled players from 181 to 350 weight range, and they're there. Okay. Again, every system, since there's 12 players, then each thing's worth 12 points. So Max Kerr gets 12 points for this. And then down here, he only gets 2 points for this. And if you scroll over, you can see how many points Max Kerr ended up with. He only ended up with 29 points. So in his skill position from there to there, he was almost last. You might choose to do it overall. Depending on what kind of winners you want. If you're trying to have multiple winners, there's ways that you can get different kinds of winners. And lastly, team rankings. Team rankings compiles all the players and how many, and it adds up their totals. So going back to our master list real quick, when I did a team, I told it to count the 8 best players per category. So in this squat, it found the 8 best Ole Miss guys and added up their squats together, and that gives me Ole Miss received 5 points for winning squat. And then Ole Miss receives 4 points for winning power clean. And if I come here 1 point for winning or for finishing 5th in bench press, and if I added all those points up, Ole Miss ended up with 25 points for the team competition. So there's a bunch of different ways to get different winners. I put a QR code in here that you can post around your weight room or your football field or wherever you're hosting your competition, whether it be district-wide, county-wide, just your individual school. And players can scan those QR codes with their phones and just kind of see all the results from there. So if you're interested in looking at this, just check out www.coachingtimesavers.com, and it'll be available there. And if you got any questions, just email me at coachingtimesavers@gmail.com.